Tennis fans named their favorite WTA player. It's not Alexandra Eala. Alexandra Eala is arguably one of the most popular players in women's tennis. Since breaking through at the 2025 Miami Open, Eala has grown a large fan base, especially in the Philippines. Her fans followed her to Melbourne, packing out Court 6 for her Australian Open first-round clash with Alicia Parks. They were vocal throughout, but couldn't quite carry her across the line, as Eala lost to Parks 6-0, 3-6, 2-6. After the match, the Australian Open was criticized for its handling of Eala, as many believe they should have placed her on one of the show courts. Eala's popularity in the Philippines is undeniable, but is she a global fan favorite? Not according to tennis fans who were asked to name their favorite WTA player on Talking Points. Tennis fans named Coco Gauff as their favorite WTA player. We received plenty of responses, but nobody named Eala as their favorite WTA player. Instead, it was Coco Gauff who emerged as the clear fan favorite. Queen of the courts, Coco Gauff, said one fan. Coco is my favorite player. She has exceptional skills and is classy on and off the court, said another. Coco all the way, added one fan on Talking Points. Coco Gauff, she's a rising star, hard-working with a great attitude, said one fan. The American #1's name kept appearing in the replies. Gauff has become one of the best players in women's tennis over recent years and is a two-time Grand Slam champion. She's not the only player that fans named, though, as several other WTA stars got a mention. Iga Swiatek, said one fan. Absolutely amazing player and person. Aryna Sabalenka. But other than her, I would say Christina Buxer. She is becoming a fantastic player in both singles and doubles, said another. Emma Navarro, she's awesome and lovely, added another fan on Talking Points. In total, 5 players received multiple mentions. There were also several lower-ranked players named, including Eva Lies and Austrian teenager Lily Tagger. The problem with Alexandra Eala. It's surprising to see that nobody named Eala as their favorite WTA player. But why didn't she get the nod? Well, for starters, she hasn't been around that long. While Gauff has been entertaining fans for over 5 years now, most only learned of Eala last year. The 20-year-old hadn't achieved anything of note on the WTA Tour before the Miami Open. In every tennis stadium, there's a moment just before the first serve when the crowd settles into a shared breath. Programs rustle, phones dim, and loyalties, carefully chosen and fiercely defended, sit waiting on the edge of the heart. Ask those fans, quietly or loudly, to name their favorite WTA player, and the answers spill out with passion. They say names like Iga, Serena, Naomi, Aryna, Coco, ONS. The syllables land with weight, history, and memory. And almost always, it is not Alexandra Eala. This is not a dismissal. It is a story about timing, visibility, and how fandom is less about promise and more about lived moments, those electric points that etch a player into the soul of the spectator. Tennis fans are archivists of emotion. They remember where they were when a forehand screamed down the line, when a match point was saved against all odds, when tears fell onto the court after a career-defining win. Favorites are not chosen lightly. They are earned through repetition, late-night matches watched through tired eyes, heartbreak endured season after season, comebacks that felt personal. Alexandra Eala, talented and poised, exists for many fans as a footnote written in pencil rather than ink. She is potential. She is tomorrow. She is the name commentators mention with a nod toward the future. But fandom, by its nature, lives in the present and the past. It clings to what has already been felt. When a fan says their favorite player is Iga Swiatek, they are choosing dominance wrapped in discipline, the relentless footwork, the quiet intensity, the bakery scores that feel surgical rather than cruel. When they choose Serena Williams, even now, it is not just about trophies but about defiance, the power that rewrote what was possible, the presence that filled a court before a ball was struck. Serena is not merely watched, she is remembered. Naomi Osaka's fans speak a different language. They talk about vulnerability, about bravery that exists beyond the baseline. They love the way she hits a ball cleanly, yes, but also the way she stepped back when the noise became too loud. Their fandom is protective, almost tender. Aryna Sabalenka's supporters crave thunder. They love the risk, the double faults that come with double courage, the joy that explodes after a winner like laughter that cannot be contained. Coco Gauff's fans see themselves in her youth, her growth broadcast in real time, her voice steady as her game matures under the brightest lights. And then there are those who say ONS jabber and smile as they do it. They speak of creativity, of drop shots that feel like jokes shared between friends, of a player who makes tennis playful without making it small. Loving ONS is loving the idea that joy can be competitive. So where does Alexandra Eala sit in this constellation of devotion? She sits at the beginning. Fans do not yet have enough shared memories with her. There are no nights they stayed up too late just to watch her fight back from the brink. No slam runs that rearranged expectations. No rivalries that drew lines across seasons. For many, she is still an introduction, not a relationship. This is the uncomfortable truth of sports fandom. Talent alone is not enough. It must be witnessed, suffered through, celebrated collectively. A favorite player is not simply admired. She is accompanied. Fans walk with her through losses that hurt more than expected and victories that feel strangely personal. Alexandra Eala's story has not yet had time to intertwine with theirs. And yet, there is something hopeful in her absence from these lists. It means the door is open. It means her narrative is unwritten, her defining moments still waiting to be played under the lights of larger courts, before crowds that do not yet know they will one day chant her name. One day, a fan might be asked the same question: who is your favorite WTA player? And pause, smile, and say Alexandra Eala, because they remember a match that changed how they saw the game, because they remember believing when others hadn't, because they remember choosing her before it was fashionable. Fandom is not a prediction market. It is a memory palace. For now, tennis fans choose players who have already carved their names into that palace's walls. They choose history, resonance, and repetition. They choose what has already made them feel something irreversible.